So I know Emilio's probably thrilled his Miami Heat have the number one seed, but playing Atlanta is a little bit tough. Who are you guys picking in this series?
Yeah, I'll go first real quick. My buddy Ethan and I were watching the game last night, and he's a Cavs fan, so like I was, just rooting for them for his sake, but I was also rooting for them for my sake. Excuse me. Um, Mainly because Atlanta's a dangerous team. They're down John Collins, and they're probably going to be down Capella after that scary injury last night. But you know, as we saw, Trey Young could go off like that.
Yeah.
16 in both the third and the fourth, I want to say. Combined 32 for the second half. That's super impressive. 30 in the whole game is impressive. So that's a little scary for my Heat, but I'm gonna go with the Heat in five. I think every game is going to be kind of close, down to the wire. But I trust Coach Spo. I trust, Jimmy. I trust these vets, Kyle Lowry. They're going to, close out the games, let, Hero and let these younger guys take over early on. But I'm going to go with the experience with Miami.
I'm with you, I think. Evan, who are you picking?
So I'm joining Emily on the eight. I think the Cavs is, as he said, it's a dangerous team. But the Cavs, sorry, the Hawks, is a dangerous team. But they had a tough season compared to last year. So yeah, again, as you said, the experience of the Heat and all the players they have. So I would say the Heat in six.
Heat in six.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and echo what Emilio said. I think I'll take the Heat in five. It was interesting because I was watching NBA TV earlier, and they were showing the matchups all year between the Hawks and the Heat. And the Heat took 3 of the 4 games they played. But one of the things that stood out to me was Bam Adebayo. In those games, he's been the Heat's leading scorer. He's averaging, I think, about 22 and a half or 23 points. And I look at the fact now, like Emilio said, Capella might not be playing. So I look for Bam to be super good. Tyler Hero, obviously, he's been phenomenal this year. Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, he's been a great addition. So I think I have to go ahead and go with the better, more experienced team. So I'll take Miami in that one also.
Yeah, one last comment, just echoing your sentiment right there. The fact that they won't have John Collins / Capella, I'm not sure the extent of his injury. He should be getting an MRI, today. But still, it's just that's a huge factor. Adebayo is kind of a smaller center, so just not having to deal with those bigger bodies is going to be, a big deal.
Huge deal. And I do want to talk about the 76ers and the Raptors. I think this might be the most competitive series in the Eastern Conference. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it, but I look at Philly not having Matisse Thybulle for games 3 and 4 because of the vax rules in Canada and everything.
Right.
And that makes a huge difference, one guy being their best defensive player. So, and then I look at the Raptors, they have at least 5 guys who are averaging more than 15 points. They're super balanced scoring. They're just like a really hard-nosed team. Nick Nurse, I think he's one of the best coaches in the league right now. So I think that one's going to be a little bit tougher. So I kind of want to say Philly in like 6 or 7. I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
7.
7? Okay.
That's a long series.
It's gonna be tough. But the history of the Raptors and the Sixers, though. I mean, it goes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Philly, I'm confident in Philly because with the players they have, but Toronto is a trap team. You can be trapped by this team even more than maybe by the Hawks. So I'm confident with Philly. So I'd say Philly in 6 or 5, but honestly, we're not away from Toronto being a huge trap of Philly. But yeah, let's go for Philly in 5.
Philly in 5, okay.
And did you say how many games? You said 6, right?
6 or 5, yeah.
I said like 6 or 7.
Yeah, I can said 7.
Yeah. I'll split the difference. Give me 6 games. Okay. I think they're going to be chippy. They're going to be physical. They're going to be ugly. It's not going to be, the shootouts and stuff. It's going to be a very, physical, especially with the way Embiid and Harden play. I'm rolling my eyes for the people who might be listening. Free throws. It's going to be a lot of that, I imagine. And I'm going to give them in 6, Philly. They have the star power, and, Toronto doesn't. And that's, you hear all the ESPN guys and the Fox guys and everyone talk about how big of a deal stars are, but at the end of the day, when you have Joel Embiid and you have James Harden, that's just going to tip the scale for me. I'm going to trust those guys when it matters, even though Toronto is notoriously good at giving Philly fits. I'm still going to take them. They don't have the Kawhi anymore. So Philly in 6.
Okay. What about Bucks and Bulls? Who were taking to this one? The Bulls were my other team besides the Heat to get to the finals, but I think I'm off.
How long? That was a while ago, though. We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, cool. I was trying to stick to my guns on that one, but
we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. No Lonzo, right? So
I appreciate that.
Plus, they've kind of been slipping to begin with. I think when Lonzo was there, they were still kind of treading water, maybe. But I'm going to go the Bucks in 4. I'm going to give them a sweep.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. Ooh. I think it's nothing crazy. It's just the Bucks are that good of a team, and the Bulls have been, they've been snowballing. It hasn't been very pretty for them since All-Star break. So yeah, let's go Bucks in 4 as champions.
Okay. All right. No, I think I'm not going to go too much into how they, them as a team, but I do agree with you. I think I'm gonna say 5. I'll give the Bulls the benefit of the doubt just because
give them a game.
I'll give them a game, but I'll go Bucks in 5. I think
the gentleman's sweep.
The gentleman's sweep. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna say Bucks in 5 too, because I think the Bulls, they have the players to take one game. If someone like DeRozan or Levine is on fire in one game, they can take one, but no more. This Milwaukee team has been amazing all season. They have some strong defense, strong offense. So yeah, let's stay in 5. As Kenley said, gentlemen sweep. Let's give just one game to the Bulls, but no more.
Yeah. And Emilio, I don't think 4 is too far, out of the realm of possibility either. I don't think it is either. So the next game, I know Tyreek, we didn't say this, but he's not on here with us today. His boys are they ended up getting the number 2 seed. Oh Lord, he brought up. For those of you who can't see this, Emilio brought out the broom. He brought out the broom. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start keeping brooms on hands for when we do the playoffs. So I know Emilio, big KD guy. Tyreek, big Celtics fan. Celtics and Nets. This one's tough because I don't know. Like you said, Emilio, stars mean everything. I think in this, and when you have KD and Kyrie, Boston's been, trending upward since the All-Star break. But it's when you have those two guys, man, it's hard to beat that.
Yeah, you kind of almost feel bad for the Celtics for, they get so hot. At one point they were, in the play, and so you kind of feel bad. They work all the way to the 2 seed. And you think they're getting, a bubble team, per se, and it ends up being the Brooklyn Nets, which is, not the draw they were looking for. But I'm picking a little bit with my heart. I'm not going to lie, and I'm a big KD fan, and I got a bet with my friend who's a Celtics fan. I'm not going to get into all the details, but I need my Miami Heat to advance further. So this is probably 60-40, 60%. What I want, 40% what I think. It's going to tip the scale. So I'll go Brooklyn in 7, just because the Celtics are a pretty good team. They didn't get to the 2 seed just by lucking into it. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Luck of the Irish. But we're going to go 7 for Brooklyn. I think it might look very similar to the Nets and Bucks series from last year, where it's kind of back and forth, and you're not really sure who's going to win, and Tatum and KD are dueling it out. I think that would make for really great television too.
By the way, Bucks Nets, that's going to be a good second round match if that's the one we get. That's such a good one.
And if we don't, Bucks Celtics, that'll also be a great matchup too.
Yeah, that definitely would be a good one. Evan, what are you thinking for this series?
So Tyreek not going to be in agreement with me because I know he thinks the Celtics can be a really hard team for the Nets. I'm saying the Nets in 5. I know it's hard. Yeah, I know it's hard. So what I'm saying is in 5, with every game going to be like close game, probably 1 or 2 overtime in some games. But in my mind, KD and Kyrie, they so locked down on the playoff this year. Last season, KD literally missed the finals from 1 foot size on the line. And he's playing so great this year, and Kyrie, since he returned, has been so good that I don't see the Celtics being able to take too many games to the Nets. So I'm giving 5 to the Nets, even though I think that's going to be a close game. But yeah, again, it's a weird series because it can be, as Emilio said, a series that go in 7, but the Nets are so, I mean, especially Katie and Kyrie, they're so locked in and so motivated that it can be also a quick series. So I don't really know. I'm saying 5, but I totally agree on people who might say 7.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go 6 for this one, and I will take Brooklyn. For as great as Boston has been playing recently, I think not having Robert Williams in the middle, I think that's gonna make a humongous difference. I mean, because Brooklyn, their interior defense, I will be honest, has stepped up quite a bit. So I'll be curious to see, how guys like Drummond, Claxton, they're playing inside. But the first 2 games, I think, are really gonna set the tone for how this series is going to go. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brooklyn took these first 2 games in Boston. And you never know what could happen in Brooklyn. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pick Brooklyn.
And
I'll say Brooklyn.
Ben Simmons is supposed to be back at game 4 from what the journalist said. So we'll see, maybe he'll be back, earlier if he feels it, but that also will change the series at that point.